Greetings, I'm Sir Vainglory and welcome to part 9 of my playthrough of Uboat. Here we are at our boat. I haven't given it a name. I don't know if U-boats had names actually, I think they just had their designations. Whatever, we are all restocked, resupplied, and if we have a look inside... storage room, oh it's not in here, we've got plenty of fruit and veg, etc, etc. It must be in the cabinet. I finally managed to get some demolition charges and also picked up a Carabiner 98k for boarding ships. Torpedoes should be fully stocked, yep. We're all good to go, almost. I visited the, what do you call him, the leading officer, and spent an influence point to get another officer slot. Reputation point, not influence. Same thing. So we can get another officer. I'm hoping still to get a second radio officer. What would actually make sense to get? If we look at tasks. So chief engineers, repairs only necessary when we have some damage. This is constant. Maintain torpedoes. Maintain and load torpedoes. Load. Well, I guess if that's both of those, then we don't need this. So our engineering officers, yeah, we only really need 2 active at one time. Whereas the watch officers, because I'd like to have 2 on shift at all times, or most of the time. If we get 2 on shift, then one can be observing and one can be navigating, or they can both observe if there's no navigation to be done. Klaus Graf. I'm now thinking about the squads. If we have Klaus and Joachim, because they're both level 2 now, more experienced, if you keep the same schedule here, we can get a third watch officer and switch these around. And that way the third one is more likely to be on the bridge or looking through the attack periscope, or the observation periscope maybe. Yeah, so decided. Let's go over to the recruiting officer. Show me the files please. We still don't have a radio officer, so we have Thomas Fisher, born in 1923 in Husum on the North Sea. At first he thought about the Luftwaffe. His dream was to become a pilot of the ME-109 fighter. Due to his height, he was rejected as a pilot. I don't think your height's going to serve you well in a submarine either. Never mind. The real reason for going into service in submarines was the fear of being drafted into infantry and being sent to the Eastern Front. Okay. Siegfried Schumann. Raised as an orphan in a home in Dresden, as a young adult he never really found his place. After serving a prison sentence for petty crimes, he decided to join the Kriegsmarine to start a new life. In the barracks he was always in a bad mood with his comrades and officers because of his rugged nature. I don't know if I want that in a confined quarters of a submarine. When he heard about the submarine fleet and the close community, he switched to submarine training. From the very beginning he had difficulty adjusting to the discipline, but finally managed to establish himself in his new reality. He is known for his dirty talk. Okay, so petty criminal, in a bad mood with officers and comrades, struggled to adjust to the discipline of a submarine, but then he finally managed to establish himself. So hopefully that means that all of this previous stuff is forgotten. And I think you seem to be more dedicated to working in the submarine service, or serving in the submarine service, than Thomas. So we'll take Siegfried. And we don't have the space for you, because I was waiting for the radio officer. Right, tasks then. And not before tasks. let's drag you up here. So we've got our watch officers all together. Tasks. What did I say I was going to do? I was going to have you at, well, you need to be at 9, you're at 10, and you'd be at 8. So swap them around. Yeah. And schedule. Do I keep it at 5 and 3? Or do I switch them to 4 and 4? I suppose it makes more sense to switch them to 4 and 4. So let's do that, that, and that. And then if we have Siegfried, straddle those that way. I'm thinking 3 and 5, so there's a crossover between Klaus and Joachim, but I don't think that's necessary. We'll run with that. It should be good. Squads, Siegfried, you get no sailors. So the command officers would get their assistants. I think we're good to go, nearly. One last thing, no, in fact, strain and stress is 14%, base value is -8 per minute. I think that's what that means. Well, we've not encountered any stress yet. Nobody has any personality traits revealed, so we'll stick with it. Siegfried, what have you got? You're a runner, the leader. And Andretsky, you're the radio man. Tough supporter. What's the leader then? Radio man? No. Human. Leaders take care of crew matters and they control devices meant for visual observation. So same as Klaus. Right. So I don't think we're going to request shore leave. I think we're okay to do one more patrol. So let's look for orders. Tonnage war and close again are up there. I think in here you can get pulled in all different directions. You can get ships coming in from Bergen, you can get ships leaving port, ships sailing up and down the coast. And we've done that. I think we'll take this one because you're a bit more on the route for ships between Bergen and Edinburgh, or what's the other one? Can't remember. Anyway, we'll select this and see how we go. One last look, just in case anyone new has arrived. No radio officers, no. Fair enough. Let's head for here, and then we'll start our ladder pattern. Oh, can finally get rid of those dots. Right. Let's set out then. Let's half ahead. Oh, and one of our engineers now has the skill to reduce the production of smoke. You? Skills. No, you're thorough. You're the guy that reduces the torpedo maintenance time. So, Friedrich Zecha. I want to see less smoke. Right, fast forward until we can leave the port area. That gate was a wee bit slow to open. I had to stop momentarily. Right, okay, we're on our boat schedule. We can just start running. Strain and stress is down to 13%, so that's looking okay. Low air reserves. I'm sure we'll be fine. Let's just run forward then. Important message received. Captain, we've decided to implement a change in the assigned squares for your U-boat. Please head to squares AN43 to AN58 and perform patrol inside them from now on. Acknowledged. Still not too bad. It means that we're less likely to intercept those sorts of ships. But we'll see. Let's then head in there and get back to fast forward. Okay. Let's travel up to about there. Something roughly like that should be fine. We need to get Dresky. Should I leave him in his bunk for now? Poor guy, constantly gets dragged out his bunk. What are we at? 1753. So it's a while before he's actually due out. He's 1600. Yeah, that's Dresky. 1600. He'll be on duty in no time at all. And he can send the report back that we've reached our patrol sector. Schumann and Rieger. Schumann and Rieger were in here. Oh yeah. So Schumann comes on shift soon. That's not quite right then, is it? I thought I would always end up with two on board, two on shift at the same time. No, we need a fourth one, don't we? Could go back to 5 and 3. But no, we don't always need two watch officers on. We'll be fine. Right, let's fast forward until Dresky comes on shift. And of course we need to get to the surface as well. Are we due on the surface? Not until 2100 hours. Okay. We can wait. Suppose Dresky will still be on shift at that point. We're at the surface. We come up early for some reason. Fair enough. We're there. Send the report and then carry on the patrol. Right. Got propellers detected. What do we have? Oh, they've gone. Let's come down to dead slow ahead. I was thinking about schedule again. Schumann, where do you... You and Dresky are on the same pattern. Okay, I'm going to switch that around then. And the reason for that is that I want to shift this one along. Wait a minute, I'm thinking about that before I've looked into this. Yeah, I could put you into the listening room in the radio. Siegfried Schumann. Let's put you in here. Or what? Let's put these both at 7. Could actually do the same for these guys, just in case. Yeah, so there's always somebody on the hydrophone or the radio when Dresky's asleep. Right, we picked up ship propeller at 317. Can you give me any more information on it? 5 to 10 miles, it's closing in 1 unit. Okay, in that case, let's come right to 315. Stay at slow ahead. And let's get out here. So no sign of it so far. It must be closer to 10 miles away. No, oh no, that's water droplet. Right, let's half ahead. We'll try and track it down. Let's put in some sort of marker for it. So 317. Wait. Now I need to make sure that I'm on the right heading. It's relative to me, it's at 317. So I want to come more to, let's say, 270. And you said 5 to 10 miles. Somewhere in there. Okay. Visual bearing now is 302. So I probably want to come even further. If we head, say, 225. That's maybe a bit much. Let's go to 240. Time are we at? 1809. 3 to 5. I keep seeing droplets and thinking it's smoke. It's now 343 because of our turn. Okay, nothing yet. We'll just carry on this course then. 245, it is moving slightly. Let's run for 10 minutes. .347 now. There we are. Okay, it's still slightly port of us. Let's give it another 10 degrees. Just want to make sure that we keep it to our starboard. Schumann, let's have you have a look at it. And of course that's fully magnified. Okay, 5 minutes then. Have another look. It's still beyond the horizon. But I think we can now come right to 240 again. 239. Oh no, I always right click to try and cancel out one of the tools. 350. I think we'll give it another 5 minutes. Roughly. There we are, finally getting some masts. If we now come right to 300.
Kurs 300 Grad.
Bearing in mind actually that that view was maximum magnification. We are a long way from it. So let's go to flank. Load up scope. I don't know whether the feather is something that is detected. Periscope feather. Anyway, we can clean up. .288. Right, so I didn't quite put it straight off our beam. Still out there. Slowly getting closer. Looks like it's an explorer. It's got 3 masts. And explorer can do 10 knots. Could possibly run the surface for a bit.
Aktuelle Tiefe 5 Meter.
Let's give us, say, another 5 minutes running on the surface.
Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
And lost the bearing from the propellers, but it should still be somewhere out around here. No, down into 280s, 290s, there we are.
285 Grad.
Right, okay. Let's send the report and then gets back down to periscope depth.
Auf Seerohrtiefe.
Telegramm gesendet.
Flooding the tanks. And you're on the attack periscope. Let's lock and then estimate the range. We need to identify the ship first. Yeah, it's an explorer. Well, I don't think it's a bell because I mean it looked like there's a slight
Auf
raised
E-Motoren
section at the
wechseln.
back there. Maybe if I raise the periscope we'd get on better. We're not getting enough. Give me another couple of meters, please.
Tauchen auf
Hold at
5
4
Meter.
meters.
5 Meter.
That's definitely full extension. Yep. Okay, it's not helped a huge amount. Well, definitely does seem to be a raised area at the rear, but this only has the 2 masts. Definitely not a tower. There's such a difference in mast height, and that's how you judge the distance. I think it is this one. Right, let's recognise it for now as an explorer, and so funny. Right, that'll do. So it's about 10 kilometers away.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Entfernung 9, 8, 2, 3
Heading
Meter.
generally towards us. Let's get down to 30 meters.
Tauchen auf 30 Meter.
We'll stay at flank.
Aktuelle Tiefe 10 Meter.
I think we'll stay on the same heading. And we'll run for around 10 minutes. Where's my clock? There it is.
30 Meter.
Right, 30 meters. Let's run for 10 minutes. That's the same ship. And then back up to periscope depth.
Herr Kaloi?
Medium speed closing in. Hopefully we'll get
25 Meter.
a decent firing solution
Herr Kaloi, wir sind
early
auf
on.
Tiefe. Boot für Rundblick eingesteuert.
What are we at? 273. Come all the way out here.
Handelsschiff. 275
And
Grad.
it is still a hell of a long way away. Lock you up. Set it for that. Again, we'll go with Explorer. About 6 kilometers.
Aktualisieren. Entfernung 5, 9, 1 Meter.
Okay, let's come port. Let's see, what were we at? 272. Right, let's come to 315. I think it might be doing slightly more than me, but this should put us on a decent enough heading. And we'll maybe run 2 or 3 minutes. No, I've got to put it in the wrong thing. No. Come. We're now at 320. Are you going to settle? 316. Yeah, let's come right to
Kurs
301.
1 Grad.
I've got my relative and my true mixed up. So it's at 270. which isn't what I wanted, but it's still right on the mark. Obviously, we didn't run much time there. So it's down here.
Kurs 2, 5, 7 Grad.
Yeah, come to 257, and then we'll run a few minutes. We're down to 5 knots because we're turning, I suppose.
Herr Kaloi,
You've got no target. Again, because we're turning, I suppose. Do we pick it up again? Oh, we're going at flank as well. Alright, let's give us until 1900. Propellers detected again. Let's have a look. 310. Okay. Yeah, fairly certain it's a tower. And it's round about just under 4,000 meters away. Okay, let's come left, make it 180.
Kurs 1, 8, 1 Grad. Kurs 1, 8, 0 Grad.
That may be too much actually. We're at what? 327. Let's make it just 225.
Kurs 2, 2, 6 Grad.
Again, give it a few minutes. Check again. Maybe it wasn't too much. Yeah, I need to come 160.
Kurs 1, 6, 0 Grad.
It's close. It's too close, I think, for what I was planning. Okay. Come right again to 270.
Kurs 2, 7, 0 Grad.
And it's a Norwegian ship. We're still not at war with Norwegians. Yeah, so we need to get you on our bow. And then we come up to the surface and we board you and we scuttle you with our demolition charges. Let's get to the surface. Come to decks awash first.
aktuelle Tiefe 5 Meter.
Alright. Okay, we should be close enough.
Tanks anbleiben.
Surface the ship.
Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
And
Herr Kaloi, wir sind aufgetaucht.
Let's stop direct orders. Schumann's on his way to the bridge. Too fat. I don't need to have you use your binoculars. There it is. Not that. Or that. I wanted to go
Äußerste Kraft voraus.
flank. And then get back onto Schumann.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kalon?
That's not Schumann. Schumann's up here.
Herr Kalon?
I want to take control of Schumann, please. Let's do it this way. Get rid of the binoculars. Why not? I thought B got rid of the binoculars. Never mind. Got there in the end. Yeah. We need to come left. 180.
Wird erledigt, Herr Kaloi.
At least we're ahead of it. Thanks to my excellent captaincy. Right. B does get rid of the binoculars. For some reason it wasn't working. Of course, 185-ish.
Wird erledigt, Herr Kaloi.
And we'll be there soon. We can scuttle it. Hopefully. We're still inside our patrol area, that's all good. Suppose we should have an alarm. We've got the name Nord-Norge. And this cannot get used to it at all. We've now got Klaus on the bridge. And again, won't drop his binoculars. Okay, come right, just 215.
Kurs 215 Grad.
Point my bow at the ship and hopefully they'll get the message.
Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Okay, we can interact now. Speed will be dropping. There we go. We can interact. Come to a
Alle
stop.
Maschinen ab.
Freighter is unarmed, seems to not be escorted and flies a neutral flag. The prize rules allow us to sink such ships only if we are certain that they're headed towards enemy port. If we lack such certainty, ideally we should investigate what it's carrying and verify its destination by performing an inspection. If we would, however, have reasons to feel certain that the ship is headed to an enemy port, we may communicate right away that we intend to sink it and proceed with the attack. Well, it's coming from an enemy port, presumably, so we'll send a delegation to the freighter. We'll send Joachim, you can go again. Let's give you this. Siegfried, you can get your first taste of action and you can take the rifle. No, actually, yes. We'll send an engineer as well. Friedrich, and you can take the charges with another couple of ranks. And off we go. And they've arrived. Your crew climbs on the deck with some help from the cargo ship crew. After that, you're welcomed by the ship's captain, but he tries to communicate in English and doesn't speak German too well. Sadly, that turns out to be quite problematic, but nevertheless, both parties manage to make a somewhat basic conversation. After exchanging pleasantries, he invites you to his office so that you will be able to comfortably talk in private, and he will be able to show you the documents that may be needed. Captain leads you into his office and makes a jest to make yourself comfortable, a gesture. He then looks around the desk and finds some papers that seem to be the shipping documents. He asks if you would like to take a look. Yes, I would. He asked the captain for the documents that state what cargo is loaded on his ship and where they're heading. He was ready for that since he has these documents already prepared and hands them right away to you. He's looking a bit nervous when you carefully analyse the document contents. You can't decipher much from these documents, though, since they are written in English. You only managed to spot some references about Port of Bergen, so it's probably where they are being headed at. If your interpretation is correct, this ship is not involved in a war effort, and sinking it could lead to a diplomatic incident of some degree. We don't have the linguistic skill for this. Okay, let's go and search the cargo hold. Captain confirms that you can have a look if that's needed. He invites you to follow him, and after a short walk you are in the ship's cargo hold. Your crew is searching the cargo hold for potential contraband. Let's fast forward a bit then, until we get some progress made. Let's maybe 25% search. I presume it would give us a heads up if we did find some contraband. I think we need to be diligent. What do we have? Engineer, runner, what's runner? Always in a hurry. Just walks and runs faster. We don't have anything in particular that makes us more diligent. But we'll carry out the search anyway, because I want to use my demolition charges. An officer from your group looked around the freighter, accompanied by a talkative sailor who speaks some German. He shared his view on the war and told about his uncle that married a woman from Hamburg. Regarding the search, nothing suspicious was found. Officer looked at some of the cargo, but haven't found anything unusual. Let's go back. View the transported goods. Just lots of replacement parts. Thank you for your time, Captain. Sorry to have detained you. Alright. Let's send a report and then we'll get on our way. It's disappointing. And we'll make our course, let's see, what will we face? We need to come right to 270. Half ahead, and I'll put in a brake. So, yeah, semi-successful first part of our patrol. Would have been better if we could have sunk the ship, but never mind. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please leave me a comment, rate the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content, and I hope to see you again next time. Cheers.